Uh, Hi. Um, I don't usually do many videos, and I think that this morning it really helped me overcome, and I really appreciate the support earlier. I started getting really anxious, so I came upstairs um, to my room. I explained to my husband earlier that when he interrupted me with knocking on the door and just opening the door without me saying come in or anything, when it's your quiet place, your safe place, and someone comes in and interrupts you, or you set boundaries, but how do deal with boundaries if the people break them? Like earlier, I'm saying is my husband, when I was doing the video earlier today, he just knocked and came right in, and I had to end the video. And so I told him, please to respect that when I come up here, that he doesn't know what I'm doing. He doesn't know what other people's triggers are. So what as if that him knocking or just coming in could trigger somebody else? And he was like, yeah, whatever. And I'm like, well, you have to understand that with PTSD, or someone that's having anxiety, that you can't just do those things. You have to respect their boundaries. I mean, am I right? I mean, that's just not right. And I told him before I came upstairs but he didn't ask how I was doing again, as usual. He triggered me earlier today by yelling at my son, our son, over something little that he didn't have to. Yelling is a big trigger for me too. And I know that probably a lot of other people as well. And I just wish that he would be more aware of what he says before he acts or says anything. And I just needed to get up here for a few minutes and have a quiet space for a minute. Because of my other techniques are not working right now. I was listening to music earlier, then I started watching a show, Dance Moms. I used to do dance when I was little, and it reminds me of when I was with my sister, the one who passed away 10 years ago. So I kind of brought back some good memories. And the thing is with the Dance Moms is the moms are there and they're supportive for their daughters. Well, my adopted mom was not there. She never came to any of our recitals, nothing, so I didn't have the support. But realizing that my PTSD isn't just from my dad, it is from her too. And with therapy, I'm working on that. And I am trying really hard not to get overwhelmed right now with the move and having to see her. I talked to my mother-in-law and told her, well, my adopted mom still wants to pick me up from the airport, even though I don't want her to. So even if I don't tell her when I'm coming, she will still know because it's a small town. So kind of hard to do that. So if I don't tell her, it would just make it worse. I mean, I'm not a little kid anymore. I'm an adult. I set boundaries for a reason, for my protection, my safety, for my well-being. I matter. And if I don't, then how am I supposed, to protect myself? I wasn't able to do that growing up. I didn't learn how to cope doing that. And through therapy, finding the right therapist and finding the right support groups and finally realizing who my real friends are has helped a lot. It's not been fun, but I'm trying. I just wanted to try to do some breathing exercises. I can share them in the group too. Kind of like Lamaze classes, like when you're pregnant and you're doing deep breathing, controlling your breathing. Before, when I first learned about it, it was like, duh, you have to breathe to live. I mean, you can't just tell someone when they have an anxiety attack or a panic attack just to breathe or calm down. It's not a big deal. When it is, they don't know what you're having anxiety over, or flashbacks or anything. So, their first thing is, are you okay? You know, but sometimes we don't want to be asked, are you okay? I mean, you don't feel as supported. And I think that by learning different coping skills can help you through those hard times. So like I do grounding techniques and then the breathing techniques. So I'm guessing like kind of like counting in and then breathing out, and listening to your breathing, and like deep breathing, like in your gut, because when you're feel like your heart is pounding out of your chest, like it's really hard to breathe like that. And when you have anxiety, it's not that easy. And medications don't always help. And so I'm going to try to do a little of that, because I feel like my anxiety is through the roof, and your blood pressure can go really high, and that's not healthy either. So just trying to breathe in and out and not make it worse. And I don't know, anybody else has any other breathing exercises that they do to help during panic attacks, anxiety attacks. And right now I'm still trying to get myself to do it. I just want to cry, but I can't. I already cried too much today, and I haven't cried in a long time, and I thought that crying is like a weakness, like I'm not strong enough. But actually, it is. It's better to let it out than hold it all in and bottle it up. So, yeah, but I really appreciate the support that I got earlier today. It really helped me a lot. And not a lot of the groups are like this group, and I really appreciate it. Maybe later I'll try some other breathing or coping techniques if anybody else has any other ideas and stuff to help, that hopefully my anxiety will go down. Usually earlier I listened to some music, and I like pop music, so that kind of helped me a little bit. It's kind of like with the grounding techniques, to kind of ground yourself in the moment with the five senses, and like the smells and the touch. And I have a lot of stuffed animals, and so sometimes I'll just be able to have that, or I have my dogs as well to help with that. Or you can also look for the five colors of something in the room to make yourself aware that you're still in that moment. You're not somewhere else during flashbacks, but you have to use with the five senses stuff that's not going to trigger you even more. So right now I'm going to see, I have a lot of blue in my room. My antique dresser, and my little table deal. Some of my blue little animals, I guess, really soft. And then I just got this yesterday at Build-A-Bear, Princess Luna from My Little Pony. Also collect a lot of things. Thanks, Deb. I'm sorry that you were crying. I hope that my video didn't upset you, and I'm very empathetic, so when I was watching other people's videos too, it really breaks my heart that how much of us have to go through and have to deal with on a daily basis, and having anxiety and flashbacks is really, really difficult. And then finding out that other people suffer as well and have a lot more in common than you think. That's nice, Rhonda. I'm not that good of a drawer, and I can paint, and I write poetry. I have over 100 poems, but I haven't written in a while. And I used to journal a lot and had a diary and stuff like that. I collect journals. I actually have quite a few. I have some pretty cool ones. Like this one's like really heavy, and it's, you know, the texture of sometimes like these journals that you get and stuff, like just the feel of them. It's just like a book, you know, like you hold it and you feel it and you feel comfortable. You know what I mean? But sometimes writing can be triggering too sometimes, because you are letting it all out. And like I can notice that since I have DID that my font changes a lot, or you can tell when you're mad or angry and how it changes. Oh, that's great, Rhonda. I hope that it helps you. I hope that I'm going to get back into doing it more, because I feel like I've been kind of procrastinating about it, you know what I mean? And poetry for me is what I started out when I realized that abuse in my past, my childhood got really bad, and so I started writing, and like I said, I have over 100 poems, and I think that writing is a really good coping skill, especially journaling as well. Arts and crafts, it doesn't matter if it's good or not, and especially I have my 4-year-old son, so making little things are good. Oh, you were, Dad? That's awesome. I also have stuff published in books, and I also, with my maiden name on poetry.com, you can put your poems on there. I got a Poet of the Year for 2005, and I got my poem in a book for them, and I was supposed to go to a symposium then in D.C. Well, I live here 20 minutes away from D.C., so, but I would really like to get back into doing that, maybe publish a book of my poetry. Thanks, Rhonda. Yeah, maybe I'll share some in the group. Where's my other book? I have, oh, here we go. I have my butterflies are another deal for me. It's also like not just like the bears, like I collect, like I have a billion, like my big bear that my son really likes. But no, butterflies are like a thing for me. When I was a little kid, it's a good memory. I had a little shoebox and with a caterpillar, and I thought that the caterpillar got away, and it had made the cocoon, and so I actually saw it turn into a butterfly, and I was like, oh, okay. That'd be great, Deb. My battery is starting to go low. Maybe I can read this real quick, and then we can message, and I can share them in the group, and hope you can too, Rhonda. And Deb, thanks. Okay, so it's falling leaves. A crumbled leaf has fallen, and where it seems to crack quietly, then to lay there half been broken, to be happy but lonely, where the cold ruffles of the leaves begins to bring in the new fall of the warm embrace that keeps but never stops to make a call. They begin to make a helpless cry. May it come to the freezing grounds that makes a dreadful lie, soon to hear that awful sound. Will they break before they drop? The trees will soon be bare, and then be able to stop, this empty space beyond despair. I dedicated that for my sister. She passed away 10 years ago, and I also have 14 tattoos, and I have one dedicated for her, and then for 10-year anniversary for December, I got this. It's a feather with butterflies. I mean, not butterflies, sorry, birds. So, but my phone is about to battery go out, and I really appreciate y'all listening and let me share. But yeah, poetry and art and collecting things and the breathing techniques and grounding techniques, which I can share in the group, are very great coping skills, and talk therapy and venting. And I've been able to open up more in this group, and I really appreciate it and the support. And yeah, you should share yours too. And take care, ladies.